Hello everyone and welcome back to Every Other Saturday. So in today's video we're getting straight in and discussing the fantastic 4-3 win against Royal Antwerp away in the last 32. Let's not be kidded guys. I'm sure I've got grey hair after that. Wow, what a watch. We'll dive right into it in a wee minute. As always guys, if you haven't done so already, liking the content, drop a wee like in the video, subscribe and share it all across the socials as well. Helps it get out to as many people as possible and helps the channel grow. It'll be very much appreciated. But let's dive straight into today's video.
Every other Saturday's my half day off, and it's off to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland.
Well guys, what a game we have to discuss. 4-3 away at Royal Antwerp. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel as if I've aged after watching that. It was one of the best games I've had to watch in a while. I'm not gonna lie, sitting in front of the telly, watching a game like that, and it almost feels like it meant a wee bit more tonight for some reason. I know there's a lot more on the line with the European competition, it's not just a league game, but it was great to sit there and get the juices flowing as you watch the teddy bears on the telly. Well, let's not be kidded guys, that game was a bit of a shambles when it comes towards the referee decisions and VAR. We had penalty kicks that were not a penalty kick, yellow cards flying all over the place. I think the referee thought it was still Valentine's Day, the amount of cards he was giving out. It was a bit of a hellish performance from the referee, and we'll get to that in a minute. But looking first at Royal Antwerp, they didn't bring a lot to the game other than luck, if you ask me. They had a bit in the middle of the park, they had a couple of shots on target, but 99.9% of that game always looked as if it was going our way. I have no idea how we conceded 3 goals. The shocking penalty decision, we'll get to, but I'll give them their due with their header. I seen a few comments on Twitter. I was having a wee discussion with someone as well. I didn't think it was McGregor's fault, it was all Barisic's fault. I don't think he got underneath. McGregor might have been on the wrong foot, and it was a fantastic cross and a fantastic header, so I have to give credit where it's due. Their first goal was good. That penalty kick though, what can be said about it? It was not a penalty kick. It is the weakest penalty I've seen given in such a long time. Feels like my throat's going tonight guys, I do apologise after I shout at the telly so much. It was the weakest penalty I've seen in such a long time. The fact that it was in 7.5 minutes of stoppage time when there was only 4 minutes allocated, I can't see where these other 3.5 minutes came from. But the referee did what he did all night, and he had a shocker if you ask me. Couple of decisions that I have to admit that were called correctly, which we'll get to. But in all, I think he had a very negative performance. But moving into the good side of Rangers Football Club, but we got fantastic performances with a few guys that weren't on the boil tonight. Feel sorry for Kamar Roof. He didn't really get into much swing at all, and then down again for another injury. Could this be just the thing that we signed on for, a player who's injury prone? I hope it's nothing too serious. And the worst one we've seen was James Tavernier guys. Seeing him get down and be taken off, and you can see what it meant to him, that he was in pain and he was injured, but he still tried to come back on. He didn't manage to last long after that, and he was injured. And again guys, is this where you look back and you give Nathan Patterson even more pelters at the fact that this should have been the game that he could have came on, maybe had a couple of games if Tav's out for a few weeks, and he could have maybe shined a wee bit, but now he's done what he's done. He's left himself in the back burner and not being thought of by Steven Gerrard. But to be fair, the man that stepped up, Leon Balogun, for a man who normally plays centre half, I think he did a great game at right back. You could see when he got forward and he was doing what Tav was doing, that the crossing wasn't there from him. I think that might just be a nerve thing that he's not used to doing. He was more playing the ball back and maybe asking someone else to do the cross in for him. But I have to give him his dues. Well done to Balogun for stepping in and stepping up when we needed him most. Also, I was so impressed with Alfredo Morelos, to be fair. He was fantastic from the word go. He looked as if he was ready. He wanted goals. I'm disappointed the poor guy didn't get them, but tonight he was still running around at the 94th minute wanting that first goal, and as angry as he probably is that he didn't get it, I think he can take this game and put it in his locker as a complete 10 out of 10 pass mark from myself. Okay, he didn't score, but he ran his nuts off for us and he gave us everything that we can ever ask as a Rangers supporter from Alfredo Morelos. Now looking back at some of these decisions again, yellow cards coming out left, right and centre, and I'm really disappointed in how a referee at this kind of level, last 32 in a European competition, it's not the Champions League but it's still the Europa League at the end of the day, making such bad decisions, not calling that VAR. in that penalty, that's fine by me. He kind of brought himself back round when he takes the call from VAR and he goes over for Alfredo Morelos getting pulled back in the box for our penalty and given the decision the way it should have been. And to be fair, I have to give that to him. Fair enough. But again, I'm going to go to the red card. Yes, it was great that they got red cards, a man less on the pitch against us. But I'm sure if the ball hits your stomach or your torso and then your hand, I was sure the rule had changed so you didn't need to call that back as a red card or a penalty. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and complain at the fact that we got it. I'm not gonna be that guy. Just gonna say there was a hell of a lot of inconsistencies from the ref today, and I feel like that needs to be looked at, and hopefully we get a better ref when it comes to the home tie at Ibrox. But guys, we had some fantastic goals today, and let's not be kidded, the penalty from Barisic, number 1 and number 2, were well struck. And could he now be classing himself as a penalty kick taker, especially that banging left foot that he was giving us? It's up there now, and especially with Tav not being there, we know who's taking those penalties. But by God, guys, up steps Ryan Kent. What a play he did when he came on. He just shone from the minute he came on that park. He knew that, yes, he didn't start, but he needed to make an impact, and he did. He came on, he was quick on the ball, he was quick with his feet, he was trying to make passes, he was trying to make runs, and the goal, fantastic, I have to admit. 10 out of 10, goal of the game from me, I have to admit. Again, guys, I might be a bit excitable this evening, and I'm really not caring. I'm a happy man. We just won 4-3 in a game that looked as if the ref was going to kind of take off us and it wasn't going to go our way. But once again, we step up and we class ourselves as unbeatable. It's fantastic. That just isn't happening. One man I'm slightly disappointed for is Alan McGregor. Having to pick the ball out the net 3 times is not what he's used to doing. So he won't be happy tonight. He really won't be. But at the end of the day, 4-3, what can you say? He also managed to pull off wonder saves again. 2, stopping 2 possible chances of goals. Getting the hand from that cross ball to flick it onto Jack's way for him to clear it off the line. And also the mistake from Joe Aribo as the man gets through the back. I can't remember who it was, and I'm not even going to pretend that I give a crap, to be honest. But McGregor makes himself big and stops it getting through again and keeps the scoreline the way it is so that we can build on it and build on it. Because as we know, we're not set out as teams to just settle when we're getting beat or if we start to go in the back foot. Not that we've been in that position for a long, long time, but it just was never going to be for us tonight. We couldn't let that happen. We seen it from the word go. There was intent tonight. We knew that the win had to be there, and we went out and we grabbed it. And I couldn't be more happy, guys. I really am. I'm over the moon. I think I've scuffed by it, and I apologise for not keeping this in a kind of flow, but I'm going to go back to Joe Aribo's number 1 goal as well. Again, Alfie almost getting onto it, the ball getting out to Joe Aribo, and for the distance that it was out, I have to give him props. That could have went anywhere. We were having a few attempts on goal that were going over the bar, and Joe Aribo manages to get the foot round about that and put it in the back of the net. So again, Joe Aribo, fantastic. Barisic's 2 penalties, great, but goal of the game, unbelievable, Ryan Kent. Again, guys, I could go on and on and on tonight. I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to let you celebrate. I'm going to go myself. I'm going to go and enjoy this. I'm going to probably go and I'm going to watch every single bit of highlight I can because I want to relive that again. That was a fantastic game. It may have put a few more grey hairs up there for me, but it was fantastic. Again, guys, if you're enjoying the content, slap a wee like in the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and a wee comment down in that comment section below. Let me know how you thought the game went tonight. Again, we can all be happy at the 4-3. I'm not even bothered we conceded 3. We're taking 4 away goals to Ibrox. Let's go, Rangers. Well done again, boys. As always, I've been every other Saturday, and I will see you on the next one.